Died Monday morning after suffering a stroke. Catholics are packing St. Peter's Square in churches around the world for services honoring Pope Francis. His successor is expected to be chosen sometime in early May. Joining us now to discuss what's next is Monsignor Kevin Irwin, priest of the Archdiocese of New York. Monsignor, welcome back. Thank you for being with us.
Morning, Chris.
So Saturday's funeral will be held in St. Peter's Square. What are the key elements of the funeral mass for a pope, and how one like this pope was so unique in ways his funeral will be different than past popes?
Well, I think the biggest issue is that he will not be buried in St. Peter's. We've been used to that for the last several years, but popes in the past have been buried elsewhere, as in Mary Major. So at the end of the funeral, there'll be a funeral cortege across town to be buried in a very, very holy place to him, his devotion to the Mary, Mother of God.
Let me ask you, we're watching live pictures right now of what's going on in Vatican City. Hundreds of thousands of people are already descending upon Rome to pay their respects. When you see scenes like this, what comes to mind to you when you see the outpouring of love for this Pope that started already?
Well, one of the characteristics of Catholicism is that, we're in this together. We belong to each other. And this is a moment for an international expression of belonging to each other. We're not an individualistic religion. We're one of corporate religion, and it's all over the world, and we share the same rituals and the same beliefs, but coming together with different skin colors and different orientations, that is an expression of the Catholic Church.
Monsignor, cardinals are already gathering. Can you kind of give us a little bit of an insight as to what the next steps, the conclave and the process? I know it's a somewhat lengthy one, as the cardinals are now congregating to kind of discuss what the next step, who the next pope may be.
Well, I do know that Cardinal Dolan flew over last night. I do know that Cardinal Gregory flew over last night. So they're gathering bit by bit, and they're meeting every morning to discuss Vatican business that's required. And then I would say they all go out to lunch to different restaurants, and where 2 or 3 are gathered, there are 4 opinions, and they discuss people.
Can I ask how long do you expect the conclave to last?
Well, let me quote Cardinal Dolan. Before the last conclave, he said, just be a day or 2. And then 6 months later, he said, we should take all the time we need. So how do you know?
So it's really kind of up in the air. One really never knows how many rounds it will take to appoint the next pope and see the white smoke.
One conclave lasted 2 years in France. So, and they withheld the food, and then they voted. So, I mean, there are ways of getting around this.
And if I could just ask you quickly, while this is all going on, as far as the continuity and maintaining leadership during this transition, what is that like in Rome now?
It's very quiet. Official business is suspended. The Secretary of State does necessary work, and Cardinal Farrell makes the trains run in terms of the funeral. But it's a very quiet. Basically, we'll wait and see.
Monsignor Kevin Irwin, thank you so much. Great to talk with you as always.
Sure, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Monsignor. And our Tony Aiello is in Rome. You can look for his reports as we follow the burial of Pope Francis and the selection process for the new pope once that conclave begins. Okay.